I guess to start, do you have any update on Mike Sullivan, and do you have any sense of if this will be for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, I don't have an update right now. Obviously, from the coaches to the players of the organization, we certainly are thinking about Mike and his family, and never an easy situation when you've got to tend to your family. And that's all I can give you right now.
What did you make of the team's performance tonight, just in general?
Obviously, Quickie was unbelievable tonight. He made some huge saves. He was our best penalty killer. Their power play was humming it pretty good all night long. I mean, they generated an awful lot of scoring chances and momentum off of their power play. We obviously got off to a slow start. I thought the last 5-6 minutes we started playing pretty well, doing the things we needed to do to give ourselves a chance tonight. And then I thought we got away from it. That we're inconsistent with our purpose. I thought, we fueled an awful lot of their offense too often. That's a team that thrives on the rush. And if you manage the puck against them, you get a chance. And if you don't, you're gonna pay for it. And it looked like we might be able to steal a point there as the game was evolving, and we just weren't able to get it done.
The power play, obviously, they got most of their, I think they had 15, 16 shots on the power play. How did you feel about the 5-on-5 game separate from that?
I thought it was okay. I thought it was inconsistent. Like I said, I thought there were stretches we were good and doing the things that we needed to do to put ourselves in a position to win a hockey game. And then I thought at times we forced things to the middle of the rink, costly turnovers, and then all of a sudden you're scrambling in your own end. One of our strengths this year has been our D zone and our commitment to playing defense, but in order to do that, you have to manage the puck. And when you turn the puck over in the neutral zone trying to generate offense, you have a hard time getting back in the structure in your own end. So I thought that was one of our problems tonight.
I think this was your fourth straight game with the power play goal. Just, you mentioned they were having one. What's been going well for them lately?
It's funny, we were talking about it. Our power play doesn't look as good as it did when we weren't scoring. And here we are. I think there are things we've kind of slipped in, but we're scoring. So that's how it goes. But one of the things, I think, obviously we've been more opportunistic. We were dead last in the league. We were talking amongst ourselves, not only from a coaching standpoint, but talking with the players. And there was a high level of frustration from a player's standpoint because they felt like we were doing a lot of good things. I mean, to the eye test, our power play looked good, but we just weren't scoring goals, which inevitably is the main goal. And now we're getting goals, and I'm not saying we don't look good at times, but we haven't been as consistent on it. But I think there's a little bit when we create chances and when we score, there's a pace and a tempo to our game, and we have a little bit of a 5-on-5 mentality, and that's when we've been generating offense and scoring goals on the power play. That's what our approach has been, and that's we're taking advantage of the chances that we're having is really the biggest difference.
When you have two coaches on the bench, like the situation you have right now, how do you delegate who's doing what? Like, who's calling the lines to go on the ice?
Well, it was very simple for Joe and I, because obviously I've been managing the D all year, and Joe's been helping Mike with the line. So I managed the D, and Joe called the line changes. So there really wasn't a lot of change to it, and so it was a pretty seamless situation for both of us and the players.
Who argues with the refs?
I think we both took turns doing that.
You guys sent Perot down. Just what kind of went into that decision?
Well, listen, this isn't an easy league, and he's got an awful lot of talent, and he's got a bright future in this league. But this is a man's league, and Gabe did some good things while he was up here. But when Gabe's here, he plays on the top two lines, and when you play against the top two lines, you play against everybody's top D pairings, and you play against everybody's best players, and that can get a little overwhelming for you physically and with the pace. And we just felt like this was, part of the growing process and the development process for him. Give him an opportunity to come here, play, meaningful games, and now he's going back down. And I'm sure this experience will be beneficial to his development.
Understanding that, it's the back end of the back-to-back. Was there a difference in the way you guys played tonight at home as opposed to on the road? You're 9-1-1 on the road, and whatever you are at home.
Yeah, I didn't think we were as energetic as we were last night. Maybe it was the back-to-back, but they played back-to-back as well. I know they lost a tough one last night. So, but I just think we were a little bit more inconsistent tonight than we were on the road over the last two games.
What do you think of Scott Morrow's game job as his first game back?
I liked his game. I thought Scotty did a good job. I thought he kept it simple. He moves the puck well. He got us out of our end when we needed to get out of our end, when the chances presented themselves, and I thought he defended well.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.